We were at the Critics' Choice Awards, and so we were at a hotel in London after BAFTA. And so we were there, and we were next to the Ted Lasso cast. And Ted Lasso is one of my favorite shows. And, we're both under the Apple TV family. And so then Lady Gaga was at another table with the House of Gucci folks. And so I looked over, I waved, and she smiled and waved back. And then we were socializing a bit after the awards ceremony. And she came up to me and said, "Congratulations." And I felt good, of course. And I said, "Hey, do you mind taking a quick photo?" She said, "Sure, absolutely." And so I grabbed my phone and she plants one on my cheek. And I was in shock. And I was like, this is Lady Gaga kissing me on the cheek. What an honor.
Oh my goodness, what a journey this entire Coda family has been on. The team seems to have become a huge family, and audiences are really connecting to this heartwarming family story. What has it felt like to share this journey with Marley, Amelia, Daniel, Sean since your premiere at Sundance?
Really, there's been more than one deaf character in our film as an ensemble, because Marley shared with me that the accumulation of her career, she tended to be the only deaf actor on set. It was just really her and the interpreter. And so now that there's two of us, three of us as a deaf ensemble cast, we really are able to just chat and enjoy and joke around and be like a real family. And so we've really stayed in touch. It's like a family reunion every time we get together, and we still feel like the Rossi family. And I can't imagine that going away, and that's why I'm hoping that they'll consider a sequel, Coda 2. Maybe Jackie and Frank can become grandparents with many grandchildren, many Coda grandchildren.
You and Marley had played husband and wife before, which probably helped. So how did that past connection help you create Jackie and Frank's love story on screen?
Well, the two of us, Marley knew my work at Deaf West Theater, and I was acting on stage for many years. I was quite strong on the theater stage, and she would come and see my performances. And I worked with her on several projects in the past, and we became more and more familiar with each other. And Marley had said that really, I never bored her. Marley said, "Troy, you never bore me. I'm fascinated with every character you play," which was really touching to hear her say that. And she said I was on her bucket list of actors who she hoped to work with. And so then it actually happened, and she can check that box off. And I go, "Hey, maybe you need more than one box, Marley. Why don't we work together again?"
Well, you've also met people like Cody Smith-McPhee and Kristen Stewart throughout award season. What a whirlwind. And what are one or two of your favorite encounters from these past couple months?
I really love talking with Cody, of course, and because Cody and I are new nominees and we're kind of going through this experience together. And
Yeah.
Cody said, "I really appreciate your work. You have I said to Cody, I really love your work, and you have such beautiful eyes, and it tells so much just your gaze alone." And I didn't realize that Cody is actually blind in one eye. And so I feel that connection to him, me being deaf and him being half blind. And so we kind of go through some similar struggles. And so I said, maybe one day we can work together. I would love to work with Cody one day, maybe a deaf and blind story or a comedy even, something like that. Why not? And secondly, I was thrilled to meet my favorite director, Steven Spielberg. Really, ever since I was a little kid, I was a fan, and I've seen every single one of his films. He's such a beautiful visual storyteller. And so really, I was able to tell him, thank you for all of your work, and he's an amazing director.
Now, this will be your first time going to the Oscars. What are you most looking forward to?
Yes, this will be my very first time, and I cannot wait. I don't want to rush it. I just want to enjoy every single breath, because this is a once in a lifetime experience. This may be the only time I go to the Oscars, or it may take another 5 or 10 years to get there again. So I really want to really relish and cherish this opportunity. And I can't wait to meet so many of these talented actors and directors and celebrate together and congratulate everyone who are nominees.
Last question. In addition to Coda, we're seeing increased deaf representation from a few other films. You know, at last year's Oscars, we had Sound of Metal. At this year, we have Drive My Car, which features Korean Sign Language. And the short documentary Audible spotlights the Maryland School for the Deaf. So how meaningful is it to have those stories being told and get recognition on a global stage?
Well, finally, I'm able to see Hollywood and the entire world begin to accept and recognize deaf culture, deaf stories, sign language, and all of the above. Because I feel like it's been for such a long time, we've been ignored and marginalized and just pushed aside. And imagine, I think back in the 1920s or 30s when we had silent film, there was many more deaf actors. And Charlie Chaplin and all that. It was accessible for deaf people. You would have these little subtitles that would pop up on the screen, and the deaf audience members could enjoy watching film. And then when audio came into the picture, really that access for deaf people just was completely lost. For almost 100 years, deaf people really struggled to be a part of the film going and film enjoying experience. And so I had to wait for the VHS tapes to arrive. I'd have to look on the back, see if it said CC for closed captioning, and really dig through these VHSs. And there was such a delay. And then with the streamers and TV, we began to have more access to captioning. And finally, Coda has burned in subtitles with full, complete access. So now I can finally sit in a theater and enjoy a film ever since the silent films of 100 years ago. So imagine that progress.
Wow. Again, congratulations. Thank you for taking time to speak with me today. I'm rooting for Coda all the way. Coda gets all my love. If I was the Oscars, I would give all the awards.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching Etalk. Make sure you hit subscribe for more celebrity interviews and entertainment news. And while you're here, why not watch another video? I know you want to.